Okay people, how you doing? It's Fresh Mark Sense with another fresh review. Today I'll be doing some samples of Mancera because if you're not sure about buying a full bottle, it's best to buy a sample before rather than diving headfirst into it. So here we go. Mancera Oud Line, the first sample that I tried. I sprayed it right over here. I'm getting a fruity yet very medicinal, pungent medicinal oud. It's quite peppery, yet it has a fruity, almost jackfruit kind of fruitiness to it, but it's not pleasant at all. Some women may like it, but I doubt that very much. So oud line from Mancera, that is out of the question for me. This is just my personal opinion. If you like it, go ahead, but old line, not for me. Uh, Mancera Indian Dream. Now, I had hopes this just because I'm part Indian and I was born over here, but I always consider myself British and Indian. But Indian Dream, it is it is floral in a jasmine, heliotrope. It's got heliotrope, which is a sweet heliotrope. It's a blue flower. It's um, it's a pretty fragrance. I think it would suit a woman more. It has a floral muskiness, a sweet jasmine, predominantly a jasmine fragrance with the sweetness of heliotrope. So Indian Dream for Mancera, I'd say it's fresh and it may be a nice fragrance for women, but for me, I feel that it's a bit sweet and jasmine dominated and doesn't do much for me. But for a woman, I think it would be better because it creates a more fresh aura. So it would draw more people in, and I can imagine it working better on a woman's skin. So there's Indian Dream. The next one is Oud Cafe. Now, I really understand the licorice kind of note that people are talking about. This has middle notes of coffee, floral notes, and amber. But I'm getting a deep resinous coffee, almost a chewy licorice vibe. Very musty, very not dusty, not dry, but moist, like a chocolate brownie, but full of cocoa powder, just coffee granules. It's actually like uncooked. It's the roasted coffee granules when they're like when you open a Nescafe. I don't know what they do to those grains, but they are roasted already, pre-roasted, I believe. When you smell that, you get that dry dustiness. I don't know how to explain it. It's moist like a brownie, but it's bitter. I'd say it's not dry. It's bitter. So it's a bitter cocoa, very dark, chewy licorice vibe. It's not for me, but if you love coffee, I would understand why you'd like it. I can imagine the projection on this is, you know, just like any other Mancera, quite beastly, like just out there. Say it's not for me. So Oud Cafe is a no for me, but if you like coffee, go for it. The next one I'll be talking about is Roses and Chocolate EDP. Now this is the only one I actually bought a bottle of, and I think it's the best out of the samples. I really should save the best till last, but this is my personal favorite. Roses and Chocolate Greedy Pink, and I'm wearing it now. I sprayed it over here earlier, and I'm still getting a peach fruity dark chocolate, little bit dark chocolate, but more of the floral, powdery floral, a little bit violet. The powdery floral note is the violet mixed with musk. I can imagine that's what wild fruits would dry down to. I was told that wild fruits dries to a violety, fruity, white musk. and this is exactly that, the dry down of that, but it has an added chocolate note, chocolate, and a very, very light rose note, more like rose petal, I'd say. I'd say it's a red rose petal. There are some very good descriptions of Fragrantica on this, I'd say. Uh, the red rose petal, it's not a prominent note, but it blends well with the fruity notes and a little bit of chocolate and the violet and musk to produce a very pleasing scent. And the vanilla comes in quite strong. The dark chocolate comes in quite strong, but vanilla is more of an aid to the fruity musk. So it goes floral, chocolate, and fruity. But it retains a little bit of the chocolatey cocoa dust. So that is my favorite out of the lines. So I probably went for too long about that, but it doesn't matter. It's my show. I run it my way, you know. So the next one is Oud Blue Notes. I actually found nothing too special about it. I thought it wouldn't be. I came in with not too high hopes about it. I'd imagine it would be a typical blue fragrance. It reminds me of Dior Sauvage, but a creamier version, almost like the perfume version of Dior Sauvage. But it's sort of missing the geranium note that is very sweet and a little bit more prominent in Dior Sauvage EDT. I smelled it before the lockdown quite a long time ago, but I remember Dior Sauvage EDT being a little bit sweeter than this. So this is less sweet but more creamy version of Dior Sauvage, I believe. Slightly, I don't like comparing fragrances to other fragrances that are already out there, but to compare this fragrance with Dior Sauvage EDT is quite a fair comparison because it is quite a general blue scent that is oud blue notes. Not very impressed with that, so I don't think I'm gonna buy that, no. Mancera Black Line. Now I was quite excited about this because this has a slight rose note, but more of a leather amber notes in the base. And I thought that if I was to have a more mature leathery rose, it would be a masculine rose that would be more wearable throughout the fall or winter months maybe. But I didn't expect it to wear it in summer because when you wear leather scents in summer, sometimes they go a bit too animalic. So when I wore this, I got the spices from the top notes. I got the rose, but I found it's the same jammy rose that's used in Purple Flowers and same jammy rose. Actually, there's more of a honeyed jam rose in Gold Prestigium, but it still has that jammy rose note as well. And I don't like that personally. I feel that that's quite feminine, and if you mix it with orchid, then you've gone the whole way feminine and too powdery, and I can't see myself wearing it, so I wouldn't go for it. I always think that when you wear a perfume, you should think, in which situation would I wear this perfume? So it's always important to think about the versatility of the perfume that you're buying, so you don't buy a perfume that you won't use later and just waste your money. So for me, Black Line is not a winner because it's not that special. It has a jammy rose note that I found quite off-putting and feminine, and the spices make it a little bit awkward, a little bit strange, something in between kumquat wood and purple flowers. And I don't really like amalgamated fragrances, so unless they're done right, because I feel that Rose's Chocolate and Greedy, the one that I sprayed over here, that is still going as more of an amalgamation of wild fruits, Choco Violette, and I forget the third one. Wild Fruits Choco Violette. And it has some creaminess that I'm missing. And Oud exclusive, maybe the violet from there, or Bulgarian rose from there, the rose from there. Slightly more creamy rose. So I'm very happy with that as an amalgamated fragrance of 2 or maybe 3 different Mancera fragrances. I picked out 2, Choco Violette and Wild Fruits. But this is more of an amalgamation of Coombe Wood, and when I smell it, no, it wasn't saying anything to me. It wasn't speaking as anything different from the Mancera line, and I felt it lacked character, so that's why I put it down. So out of all of them, I picked out Chocolate, Roses and Greedy because I found that was the most outstanding amalgamation of the Roses line, and it has the fruity notes of Wild Fruits that I thought I was maybe missing out on, but I feel that the wild fruit and musk and violet combination is very satisfying in the dry down when mixed with dark chocolate and slight powdery rose, as is in the mix of Roses, Greedy and Chocolate. And for me, I'm very happy with that to wear in summer and the fall months. So I feel that it's a very versatile fragrance if you want to wear it in summer and if you want to wear it in fall, because fall you'd have a nice scent bubble, and in summer it would stay fresh with the light fruitiness. It never becomes cloying. It is it's sweet but more mature with the dark chocolate notes. So I would go for it if you're looking for me, I think it's the perfect rose scent. This is the kind of rose that I'd go for. It doesn't have that jammy rose note. It's more of a red rose. I prefer geranium over more peony and more, I don't know, I don't really like sparkly roses or overly, I don't know, I can't put a circle around it. I don't really want to say no to a certain type of fragrance, but I know what I like, and this is the kind of rose that I could wear in fall, in the summer, and generally I wouldn't wear it in winter, but I would try. Maybe layering it with Choco Violette, and I think another thing I'd layer it with is Amber Fever, because I'd like to see what happens, or Amber Fever or Precious Oud, and Wild Candy would add some vanilla. So, there's lots of experimentation to be done, but I'm gonna wait in eager anticipation for this bottle, because I'm loving it, and I think I almost finished the whole sample. So stay fresh, guys, and let me know what you think, and if you choose something different, let me know. Stay